He was just hello.
Okay, I think
Yeah,
this one is
class
your Sadiq,
document.
please mute. Thank you. Who's the owner of this one? I think it's for Adedotun Femi. Is that right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. So you fixed the chat with agent at transaction history.
Yes.
So tell us the reason. Just something brief.
Okay. Well, I think, in my opinion, anytime we have to talk to an agent, it's probably because we probably have an issue, or maybe, especially with transaction, maybe the transaction didn't go through, or there's a confirmation that's needed. You understand? So, although I would have, want to put it at search for. Sorry about the background noise. Um, although I would have preferred to.
Are you still talking?
Yes, I am. I'm sorry for the noise in the background. Um, so I was saying that I believe that even though I would have considered putting it close to start with an agent to look for a place and all those, but I think it's best in that case.
Okay.
Transaction is not just about the money. Sometimes it has to do with everything that has to do with getting to know the property, payment, and all those things. So I think that's where it should be. Thank you.
Okay. Pre-work. So I'm going to be moving on to the next person. I think this one is for Bethel. Is Bethel in class? Is he in class? I guess not. Okay. Precious, are you in class?
Is it me?
No, I think this one is for Precious. Okay, let me Catherine. Catherine, I can't find yours. Did you submit on the FigJam file?
Yes, I'm a big jumper.
So this should be yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you put your own chat with agents after seeing details of requested property, right?
Yes.
So do you want to tell us the reason?
Okay. Okay, I remember from the ideation time where we, after the grouping and we're trying to like get out the best idea. So we were like, uh, for like in the community, in case a user should search for a property, the user should also be able to contact the agent in charge of the property. So I had to do that because the mindset of, okay, after searching for property and you're now checking, like you're seeing the details of the requested property. A user might decide to chat up with an agent. Instead of an agent to be there, in case the user wants to contact the agent directly or not. So that was my own mindset.
All right. Great work. I see. I like the thoughts that went into that. Did you do wireframe too?
Yes, the first link is for the one.
You said what?
The first link on the comment, yes, that's for the one.
Okay. Okay, great. Mr. David, do you have any comment? Come on, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Well, I've been trying to follow up. I've been trying to follow up with your information architecture. Some of you didn't follow the due process, so it's not reviewed well. And then we have some of you here. Okay, can I just preview one or two information architecture, please? And then can you please just show it up and let me see?
Okay, sir.
Just one or two. Okay. So who was this?
It's for Catherine.
Catherine. Okay. So where did you put your chat with agent? Okay. So you have chat with an agent, check for collaboration. So Catherine, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, can you explain why you have the chat with agent here?
From what I said before, from the ideation time when we had to get the idea after the grouping. So the other one of it was that if a user should connect with the community, the user should also have access to the agent in charge of the property. I think I remember that. That was the idea that was brought up. So I now thought of it that, okay, since the user has seen the details of the requested property, might be ideal too for the user to want to contact the agent in charge of that property before maybe probably checking for collaboration or not.
Okay. So that's good actually. So what can you share the second screen of another information architecture? Who wants this? Precious. Precious, where do you have your chat with agent? Precious, are you here? Can you show us another person's own that is here?
Yes, this one is for Femi, I think.
Okay, Femi Adedotu.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
No, I think this is okay. This is for Femi.
Are you sure? Femi, is this your project?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Okay. All right. So why do you have your chat with agents after the transaction history?
I feel like, you know, most times due to some kind of maybe wrong information or transaction problem, you could want to actually talk to an agent to confirm of um, receiving payment or not. So on the second thought, I feel like chat with an agent could be in so many places, not just transaction history, you know. But but the reason why I just feel like transaction history most times, especially when it comes to payment um um for properties, for some reason it might not go through. For some reason there might be some problem that we need to actually talk with an agent to confirm something.
Okay.
So that's it.
Well, both of you has a very valid point. Well, I think it's awesome. However, I think for the sake of user experience, the best place to have your uh, your chat with agent will be immediately after the user have seen the property, even or have seen the details of the property, even before requesting. So you can quickly ask the agent, is this property still available? Because at some point, uh, the agent might be carried away with money and then forget to update the app that this has been taken or this has been sold, or they have people that have paid back payment for it. So they might be carried away with it, and then they might not even come down to this app again. So you can literally just chat immediately. You see the details and you are comfortable with it. You can chat the agent, and the agent will know that, oh, this person really needs, and oh, sorry, oh, it's gone, but I can look for another one for you. So you understand that kind of thing. So with that note, the best place for you to have your chat with agent will be just as who was the first presentation you did?
That's for Catherine.
Yeah, Catherine. Yeah. So you can just chat with you can quickly chat with agents. So that doesn't mean you won't be able to chat with That doesn't mean you won't be able to chat with agents when you complete your transaction again. That doesn't mean you won't be able to chat with agents when you complete your transaction. And still complete you can still chat with the agent. You can still chat with the agent. So transaction history, after that, you can still chat with agents. So I can still move this. Oh, sorry, I'm not the one presenting. Let me present. Okay, so here we are. I have done this. Chat with agent. So immediately you see the details of the requested properties. You can chat with agents. Thereafter, you can, after this recent transaction history, you come down to rate agent. You can as well chat with agent. You can still chat with agents here too. So I can just move this guy out so that I will be on the server page. I don't want it to cross anymore. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's it. So today's class, we want to, well done everybody that participated in this real quick challenge. You know, I told you from day one that the challenge will be fully checked, and I have checked some yesterday, and then you guys tried. And for some people, I would just, in case if you've not copied or duplicated this, you can just come down here, and then you see duplicate here. So I see it as a, excuse me. I see it as a very easy thing for you guys to quickly walk through. So you can duplicate it. If you've done that before we updated the IA, you can just highlight all these guys and then copy, then paste it down to your project. It's still the same file. So in that, we are going to use our information architecture now to move down to the LOFI, wireframe before we then prototype it. Then for that, I told you guys that we are going to be using a Figma design. We won't be using FigJam for it. It's not that FigJam, let me now be telling you all this. It's not that FigJam is very bad for it. It's not totally bad, but there are some things that we won't have free hand to use when it comes to FigJam. Yeah, but in that case, you press the plus button at the top here. When you press it, you get two things. If you are creating another new FigJam file, you click on this button here. But if you are creating a design file, that is the FigJam file, Figma file, you click on this. So I'll be clicking on this and I'll wait it to propagate. It's currently loading. And then we have on title as the title now. So the first thing, real estate design. That's what I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it a name called real estate design. So still loading, and then I have real estate design. So real quick of overview. Let me just do a quick overview of Figma. Now, Figma has sections that you need to understand before before we proceed, for those of you that want to be seeing the live update, I will just share you this link so that you can, for those of you that would love to see it live update. Yeah, this is it. I will still explain a lot of this. So fast. So now this is a tool section. the tool section, the toolbar, where you can easily access the tools on Figma. We have the frame, we have the shape, we have the pen tool, we have the text tool to write text, and then we have this one is around last year, early last year. We have the resource, and then we have the and tool, then we have the comment section. On the move to, there is a drop down there, the scale. We won't be working with the scale much more now. We have the frame. Frame happens to be a container where we have our design on. Then we have a shape tool. So shape tool allows us to have different types of shape on our Figma. We have the pen to draw lines and use pencil also. Then the text, text has two types, though there is no drop down. We have the artistic text, and then we have the paragraph text. If you are working with a large numbers of text, we are going to be dealing with paragraph text therein. And then if you are working with as a heading, a subheading, and some lights like that, we'll be dealing with artistic text. Then the resource happens to be where we can get some of our components, some of the plugins and widgets that we are going to be using. As time goes on, we'll be having some things like that. So we have the and tool to move on this on the same aspect ratio. And then we have comments. And like currently, I know some of you, not some, all of you that I share this link with, you have access to comments. So that is for the toolbar, just brief explanation of the toolbar. And then we have the layer, panel. The layer panel consists of 3 toggles. The first one is the layer, which we'll be working much more with. We also have the assets where we can see all our components. Remember, we can also access our components from the resource tool here. So we won't be dealing much more on the assets, on the assets tab here. Then the third one, we have the page. So on this draft here, I think I should be having 3 pages. I can only create 3 pages because this is on draft. It's not on my real project. If I'm on my real project, it's a premium account. That's why I'm trying to use this draft. On a premium project, we used to have some other icons here, like a headset where we can chat or call. We have some other things there, but currently, I don't want to be explaining that day because most of you will be having a free account on Figma. And if I'm working with a premium account, you won't be getting some things on your own end. Meanwhile, I'll be using it. That's why I just have to keep this thing on draft. So for the sake of this class, we are going to be creating 2 pages. Yeah, 2 pages. So this first page, I can just double click on it to rename it, or I can right click on it to say rename. So I can call this LOFI, low fidelity, or just LOFI. Yeah. Then I'll create the second one. This will now be our hi-fi, high fidelity, or just say I and fi. Yeah. So if I should create the third one, I can, let me see. Did I have access? Wow, I don't know. I have multiple access here. So I don't need it. Well, let me just give you a real quick cheat. At times, you will want to create a big project. So you can have this as your low file. You can have this as your low file, and then you have this as your mobile application, and then you can create another one if you are having a vendor page design. You can create another one as the vendor page design. Then you can have multiple pages based on what. Okay, let me use a popular Uber as an example. Did you know Uber has the driver side? It has the admin side, which is unknown to you, and then it has the user side, which is known, very popular, and that's what most of people download on Apple's or Google Play Store. So I guess the designer will have the user side, the admin side, the driver side, and the likes like that. So they are going to have different pages for each. But for the sake of this class, we are going to be dealing with the low file first, and that is for today. And the low file will be strictly what we have on our information architecture. Remember that in our information architecture, the first screen we are going to be working on is the splash screen. And then low file is strictly low file. You don't need to think about color or a design system. By the time we enter iFile, we are going to be structuring our design system. They're going to be structuring our design system. So before I forget, I was explaining this panel here. That's the left hand. And then we have our canvas side. This is where all our designs are placed. All the designs on Figma, this is where they are placed. This is where we have to rename our project. You can just give it some information. If I want to delete the project, move the project down to another thing, and then we can change it. We can change the location of this. Then we have 3 toggles here. Also, we have the design. We have the prototype, which we'll be talking later on, but not here now. And so we have the inspect. This inspect, we can just get rid of it for the sake of this bootcamp. But if you want to know more, you can get your research on it. So prototype and design. This design panel changes based on the object you select. So if you select an object, the design panel change. As we speak now, there is no object. So the information about this design is only shown to us based on the canvas. So I have the background here. You guys can see the background of my canvas here, which is 1E1E1E. I can change it to FFF, and that is white. I guess you understand. So that is what the design is all about. Let me just put it back because I do more of night works. So I prefer it like this. So, and then I can export, I can add a local styles, which we are not working on now until we get out to our hi-fi. Then we have the top right corner here, to see all the available people that are connected on this project. We have Kolade here. We have Oluwafemi Adedoton here. So for you also to share this project, you can just click on share. When you click on share, you'll be able to see those people that are actively working on it. Now I can give them access. You can see I can give them access to edit. I can remove them from it. But currently they are on view so that they will not disturb me. Let's just put them on view. So there is another thing that you can add to it. That is anyone with the link. So this is a permission, the permission that we can add to it. So I can say, okay, if you are with the link now, you can have access to it until I invite you. So if I did not invite you, you can access this. So I can change that also. I can put it, anyone with the link can view. That is what you should be having now. When you are learning, you should be having now. And then if you want to invite a Figma user, you can also add a Figma user by their email. You can input their email, and then I know this Eniola now. I can invite her, and then I give her the permission. Okay, she can edit or she can view. Let me give her edit role because I know she will not disturb me. But I know these 2 people that joined, they will disturb me. So I can invite her, and then you can see it's still pending. It's still pending here. When she accepts the invite, I'm going to see her. So, and that is for that. That is how you can do that. And also you can also publish your design system, your lo-fi and the likes on community. So you can publish it to the community and then allow the whole world to see it. So this is how you can do it. Just click on publish and then boom, it's there already. So I close that down, and then what else? I hope we are still on because we want to move on to the lo-fi, and then we are starting with somebody's raising hand. Let me just say this real quick, and then we are starting with the splash screen according to what we have in our information architecture. So Jade Femi, you want to say something? Well, when I say you would disturb me, that doesn't mean you should leave. I'm not saying you should leave. I can still leave you here. You can still continue seeing it. I'm not saying you should leave. Yeah, now you can see Eniola accepted it now, and then I can see it's no more pending. Yeah, so that's how you can quickly run through your design. We are still going to talk more on various things. Figma has a lot of, in fact, has a lot of updates, that you can be working on. It makes life very, very easy for designers. Jadefemi, I guess your network is fluctuating or you can hear me. You're raising your hand and I gave you a chance, but you're not speaking up. Oh, I guess you can't, you don't have anything to say either. So remember I told you frames are the main container where our design lies. So in that sense, I can create a frame. When I click on frame, remember I told you this design varies. It's changed. The design panel on the right-hand side changes based on whatever you select, whatever frame, whatever object, whatever tool you select, the design panel change. And if you did not select anything, you will always see this default, the default information. So I'm going to click on the frame now, and then on the right hand side, still on this my design panel here, you will see that I have various frames that I can work with. Now let me just collapse this. I have frames. I have phone, tablet, desktop, presentation, watch, paper, social media, Figma, community archives. So it's now based on whatever you want to do. If you want to design a phone, you click here. Remember, we want to design a mobile app, so it should be a phone. If you want to design a tablet view, you should click on tablet. If you want to design a desktop or a web screen, you should click on desktop. I guess you understand what I'm talking about now. So for the sake of this class, we are going to phone. And then we have various phones that we can use, various screen sizes that we can use. But now the question is, which one is the best for designers to use? And then it's going to be very good for the developers to work with. Now we have iPhone 14, 14 Pro, 14 Plus, 14 Pro Max. Why iPhone is more than Android? We only have Android 2 Android. We have Android Small and Android Light. But as far as I'm concerned, with my vast experience in designing and developing, I think the best one you can use is iPhone. Anyone that has a minimal or a medium weight size, so that it will be very easy for either the developer, not even either, the developer to calculate the screen size. Yeah, coming from the standpoint of a mobile application now, not just a designer. And let me flaunt myself a bit. Coming from the design and the developer's aspect now, if you are designing and then you have something like iPhone 14 Pro Max that has a width of 430, which is the highest for the entire phone sizes, it will be very difficult for the developer to shrink values, to shrink sizes, because on your design, it will look perfect. But what if someone with Android Small of 360 weight or iPhone SE 320 weight now pick up that image? You will discover that it will now look very small on production. And then the developer will tell you that is what you have on your design. But you tell the developer it's big on the design because you are making the mistake of using iPhone 14 Pro Max. But if the design that you are doing, the production will be only for iPhone 14 Pro Max, then you can go ahead using iPhone 14 Pro Max. But as for me, I will suggest and strongly recommend you start your design with iPhone 13 mini. Reason is because it has a minimum or medium, not too big and not too small, 375 width. 375 width. It can also go with 360. It can also go with 320. It can also go with 400 and the likes. So 370 width, and then the height also is longer. So we can have a scroll effect there, which is 812. As the beginner, you can just start with your iPhone 13 mini. So we are starting with iPhone 13 mini. I click on it. Whenever you touch your cursor on it, it appears. Then you will see iPhone 13 mini. That is for that. Then one of the things I love to do is immediately you create your frame, rename it. Immediately you create your frame, you rename it. And then I will rename this as splash screen so that I won't forget. Splash screen all the way. So what do we have on our splash screen? And then we can just have our logo. Remember, this is just a low file. I don't need colors. So I can just put a logo here. So, and then thank God for the sake of Figma, it has some scaling rulers. So I can just apply ruler. I mean, grid line. Sorry, it's not ruler. Sorry, that's a mistake. If I want to bring up ruler, you can just come down. I will also tell you the shortcut command. You can just come down here and then you will see view. Then where is ruler? Yeah, this is the shortcut command, Shift R. So you will see ruler here. You will also see ruler here. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't want it. So I can also use Shift R to get rid of it. Yeah, it's hidden. So when I click on the frame, did you see that design panel changes? When I click on the text called logo, you can see the design panel changes. Catherine, please, you can put your cursor somewhere so that you don't confuse the viewers. So now, because it's a text, so this is a text panel here. You can adjust some things here. Just change your font size, styles, the size, and then the spacing, line height, and then you also letter spacing and some other formats here. You can have some formats here. Don't worry, we still have to do some other things here. Yeah, vertical trim. This is what I'm talking about yesterday when I was talking about the new update on Figma. Let me just tell you this real quick so that I will not forget. So the new update in Figma is vertical trim. So you can see the extra spacing on this text here. We have this frame, this text frame here. And then there are spaces here. So I can come down here and say the trim is going to cap the text for me. And then I want it to be on the center here. Yeah. And then okay, because I'm using paragraph text here, I guess. So when I use a text, well, we are not doing design now. By the time we get to a design, I'll be explaining more. So I just want to bold this. That's why I just moved there. I will just bold this so that it will be bolder a bit and then increase it to something like 24. And then, yeah, let me just centralize it. Yeah, so this is my text now. Splash screen, I can have my logo right here. And then one of the beauty of some of my designs is that I label my designs. So I can just come down here and say, oh, I don't want to call it onboarding. Let me call it walkthrough. Well, I get that right. Well, yeah. So this is it. And then let me put it in a frame. I'm sorry, a container. A very bright one, so that I can easily see it. Yeah. So this is my walkthrough. And then remember, under the walkthrough, we have 3 walkthroughs here that we are going to still work on after the splash screen. So we have 3 walkthroughs. So telling us what we are going to be doing, what this real estate mobile app is all about. So thanks to God, we have Mr. Victor here. He's a mobile app developer. the lead mobile app developer in Hackcity. So he can help us to develop this our app. Yeah. So the first walkthrough we have here is we can have walk. I don't want to make mistake. Walk through -1. That's another update on Figma. Immediately I had -1 and I duplicate this frame. Duplicate. It's going to, oh, sorry, I did not leave space. Let me just leave space here. Walk through -1. Yeah. Now, automatically it's going to show me 2. Then if I should duplicate, that is Control D. I'm pressing Control D. If you're on Mac, you press Command D. So it's going to show me 3. So I don't need to be renaming walkthrough 1, walkthrough 2, walkthrough 3 again. By the time I just duplicate, it's going to show me whatever I want. I'm just telling you that so that I won't forget that. So I'm going to remove this because I want the walkthroughs to be the same. So in that sense, I will have, sorry, I don't want to be using plugin for today. I want us to be dealing with what we are going to be doing, and I will be showing you some things. So in our walkthrough, we can just have an image here. To represent image, I will still show you plugins that we can be using for our LOFI, but for the sake of this class, to represent image, we can just have a broken image across here. So I can just have a line here to represent image. So you can have this, reduce the thickness here. So I duplicate it and then rotate it. Instead of minus here, I can just put the number here. So this is an image here. Any questions so far? I believe there is no question. So I can just duplicate this logo. Somebody's raising hand.
Sir, please, sir, can you do the image again?
Okay. I'm going to do it on walkthrough too. First
Okay.
question. Let me jot it down. Okay. All right. So title here. Let me grab a title from our works here. Show top tier houses with contact details of the caretaker at easy. Allow user connect. Okay. Connect with a community of like-minded individuals. Yeah. So I can just use that same text here. Oh, that's pretty small. And then I can align left and then start. Sorry, I don't want to be using something here for now. Let me just stick to our normal conversion way. By the time we get down to, and more so, I don't want to use enter. Let's use Montserrat, or we are still on LOFI. I don't want to be disturbing my brain. So connect with a community of like-minded individuals. And then instead of that, we can just have a button. Yeah. If you don't want to get all this work through, you can have a button here. The button is going to be skip. It's going to have skip in it. So, but we don't want it. We don't want the skip. We don't want it to skip. So this is where hierarchy comes in. When we are doing the theoretical aspect of these designs, we talked about hierarchy. I guess we talked about that. Yeah. So we talked about hierarchy. Hierarchy means the level of importance. You want somebody to preview something more. Because on a norms, design systems, you want them to click OK or cancel. You will discover that the OK button will be sharp, clean, clear, big, bold, and the likes. But the cancel will just be somewhere scanty, invisible too much, you know, all this kind of thing. So that is what hierarchy in design really can be explained in a simple way. So we have I can just make a button out of this. That's one of the things I do. So I can say next. So I want them to see the next thing that they can have here. I can make a button out of it, and then I can as well say skip. So the skip will be smaller. Yeah, 12 skip. So I want it to be at the center so that by the time I'm making my button. So this one also, I want it to be a button. So, okay, let me just use this sec tool. By the time we get to design, I'll be explaining auto layout. I don't want to disturb our brain now. So let me just create a rectangle and then put this inside it. Now you can see it's covering. That is where your layers, arranging layers comes. So I will drag this guy down, and then next will be at the top of the rectangle here. And then to make our work neat, because I'm looking at this thing and it's irritating me already. So I can just group it, pressing the Control G, or you just right click here and you see group selection. So when I click group selection, I can say BTN. I name it BTN. There are a lot of design systems that you still be learning, but for the sake of this class for now, I just wanted to know some conventions, some of the little things that you just need to know. So with that, I can just quickly tell you that on low file, you don't really need alignment that much, but I just need to align this thing properly. So this is my BTN, and then this is a skip. So I have them like this, properly arranged on the screen. So connect with a community of like-minded individuals. They are going to have image here, and then click on the frame, the entire frame. Why? Because I want to duplicate. I'm done with the first walkthrough. Click on that, and then Control D. It shows walkthrough 2. For the sake of the question this lady asked, I'm going to remove this and then create another shape. Yes, create another shape. I want to make sure that the shape, though I'm supposed to just leave it, but I want to make sure the shape is exactly like this. So it's taken 312 by 319. So 312 by 319. Yeah. So far, so good. Yeah. And then how will I get the cross at the inner cross? Click on the line, on the shape to click on the line, start from the angle here or any of the angles and drag it down. When I drag it down to the next angle, at the angle section here, at the angle section, I'm having minus 46.29 degree. So this guy is rotating at that level, minus 46. You know, when something is negative, if it is positive, that means it will be on the other side, just like when you mirror something. So I can just remove the minus here. It's just a layer trick. I can remove the minus here, and then I press enter. Oh, sorry. And I press enter, and I get it like this. So what do I need to do? I will just need to duplicate this, Control D. You can see that they are now 2. Undo. They are now 2. So I'll give one of them minus, and then I'll press enter. So when I press enter, there are 2 like this. Well, the 474747 is the color I'm using. I prefer that 474747. So that is the second one. Then we go down here for is this why building relationship and cutting down cost. Okay, let's say cut down the cost of renting an apartment and the overlay price. I will remove Lagos there because the idea is not only for Lagos, it's for Nigeria. So let me just adjust the frame. Cut down the cost of renting an apartment and the overly priced real estate market. Yeah, you can see the beauty of having your flows, because if you don't have these flows, it's very difficult for you as a designer self to have all these text and all these words. So walk through 3. Any questions so far? Anybody with any question? No question, I assume. Then walk through 3. So far, so good. Let's find words. I don't need to change the image again. Allow users to filter price range. Allow the necessary information. Okay. This. Let's pick this. Let's pick this. Copy it and then paste it. So that's for that. Adjust this. And then this is not next again. And then we shouldn't have skip here. So this one also should have next. This one should have next and then previous. Yeah. So I have previous. And then it should be down a bit. Yeah. Or anyhow, we are still drafting out how we are going to do it. So the last one should be, what should we do? It's not login, it's not sign up. So get started. We can have get started. David, get started. So I assume that I need to adjust this. Yeah, get started. I don't need skip again. And then since you've checked everything, okay, let me say previous here. Yeah. So what else do we have? This is our walkthrough. Yeah. This is our walkthrough here. So we are done with this. I'm done with this. Then what is the next thing? Search criteria. Yeah. So this is a search criteria we are going to be doing now. I will just need to duplicate this, Control D. And then this will just stand here lonely because search criteria after that. Search criteria. So I don't need all these guys here. Yeah. Now, we just need a question for them. We just need a question. So we pick our text tool. If you are like me, that doesn't like to come down here and then use some shortcut command, you can just press your T on the keyboard. You will see it's highlighted already. So search criteria. What did you think? What type of property did you need? Then we have a question mark. So we can as well use, I remembered we can have 2 or more criteria here. Yeah. So search criteria. So what type of property did you need? This guy is too bold for my life. So Okay. And then we can have a checkbox here. Check boxes like this that has text in it, and then say 2-bedroom flat, or anyhow. Now I want you guys to start giving me suggestions now. Anybody with any? Let me just group these guys so they can just pick
Duplex, 3-bedroom.
Duplex. Don't mind, it might not be really aligned, but just let's have it anyhow. You said, please, if I would like it if you can put it on the chat box. So just put it. I want plenty. Just keep putting it there. So I'll be copying and paste, and then it's going to be faster like that. After level now again. Please, who will be holding time for me so we know that we can have much time to talk. Bungalow. Thank you. Nobody else. Story building. Why are you talking about building alone? About landed property. Story building. Landed property. Landed property. And what again? Self-con. What's self-con? Princess, come and explain what self-con means. Is it the same con that we used to eat, or that means my own personal con? Okay, who else? Then we should have a button here. Let me just grab this, my button, and then bring it down here. Then we say continue. So continue. Anybody with any other suggestion? Landed property, that's all. So you can suggest what type of property do you want. Landed property. Let me now assist you. We have carcass. What's carcass? Oh, don't let me go there. Okay. We have all this. Well, don't let me even continue. There are more property types. So then location. I will just need to rename this and say 1. So site criteria 2, where did you want your property? So where do you want your property? Okay. Suggestion. Rural settlement. Rural settlement. If we should have rural settlement, it has covered a lot. Do you understand? It has covered a lot. So, Lekki, Lagos. So we just need to be putting that kind of. So we will have enough location. We have enough location here that people can easily select. So we won't just put them into tight corner and say rural place. Yeah, Ibadan or your state. Good. Let me start from Lekki, Lagos. Lekki, Lagos. Oka. People are from Oka here. Ibadan or your state. Good. FCT Abuja. FCT Abuja. Where in Oka? I guess Anambra, Oka. I still
No,
remember.
Oka Anambra.
Oka what?
Oka Anambra. Oka
Oh,
in Anambra.
I did not go to primary school. I'll go and collect my money from Anambra. I'll go and collect my primary school fees now. So just leave all this alignment. By the time we get down to our I-5, we will get it done well. So, oh yeah, now just play 2. Okay, just list where you are currently. Maybe that will help you out. Some people are in Lekki, Lagos. Some just traveled from where's that place? Abeokuta, Ogun State. That's my village. Don't mind me. Abeokuta. I don't need state. Ogun. Yeah, I've not been writing state. So I want uniform something. Ifite, Anambra. My teeth almost removed. God save me. Thank God.
Orifite.
Eh?
Orifite.
But what I'm saying here is
They're
Ifite.
different. They're different. There's Ifite, there's Orifite.
So, so you guys, you know all these things before. Here in Lagos, Usuka, Enugu. Don't put states, please. Don't put states. We know that Enugu is a state already. So don't put states. Okay, Idoma. So nobody is putting Kogi State. That's bad of Kogi. I'm not from Kogi either. This person please take again. It's still plenty. Bagada, that's Lagos. We Lagos, we know all the road in Lagos. You see all this one that you are mentioning, whatever. I don't know them. But if you mention anyone in Lagos, I will know. But don't go and mention Busho. Bagada, Lagos. Trans Amadi Rivers. See, it's too much. Oh, stop it now. I've written about Ibadan. Ida, Kogi, thank God. Somebody saved Kogi people. Somebody saved Kogi people. Okay, it's enough. I guess you guys, you know where we are going now. What else can we have as such criteria? I just plotted out these 2 things now myself. So we have the first one, the type of property you want. The second one is where you want it. So who else can give me one more search criteria that we can just add, and then we now move to home page. All these things are very, very good to give the user what exactly they want. So if you are coming from a data analysis or data science, you will see they will be very, very happy to see all these things. Don't let me go there. we are coming back to UI UX. All right. Pricing. Yeah, because that's what I want to say before. I just want to allow you guys to think so that you will know. Because in our problem statement, we have frustration of user finding the accurate, up to date. Okay, user find very actual property. Users encounter high cost of property fee. So we want to know how much you can afford. So when we are searching also, we need the pricing budget. Now, these are some of the words that I composed myself. Somebody give me something that I can use for the pricing. How much now on pay? Okay, I'm waiting. Okay, Princess, go ahead.
Probably what's your budget then?
What? Come
What
again.
is
What
your budget? What is your budget?
estimated budget?
What is even add year before estimated?
Oh, what is your estimated budget? Now, the way we do it, start putting budget, range. Start putting range on the chat, on the income messages, so that we can quickly move on. Now start putting 220,000 naira to 50,000. I know you can't get that. You are just joking. So just put range. We need range on the chat box. No, I won't put 50K to 100K. I won't put that. Catherine is just talking. Let me start from Sadiq. Why don't you use 700K to 1M? No, that's too much. 700K to 800K. You can't just jump from, yes, less than 400. I love that. Catherine, you can't just have 700 to 100 million. That's not, you've covered everything already. So less than 400K, 201 to, yeah, I love that. So they keep it coming. I like this so that it will be very easy for me to copy and paste. Yeah, that's all. So this less than 400K, I don't really need this. That means I don't need 100 less than, because some people will not know less than like that. So let's be on the safer side. So I just need to adjust this. I don't need this. I don't need this. So I need this. But we have less than 400K. Then we should continue with 1M above 4 million. Above 4 million K. 4 million is still small. It's like above 50 million. Yeah, Lagos State is part of where we are selling. And you are talking about Lekki. Do you want to buy container? Container land. Less than 400K. After that, we will have 400 to 650. Yes. 400 to 650. Then we have, where did I have 700? Yeah. Who's putting 70K to 150K? No. We have 700K to 850K. Yeah. So let me just remove all these guys. So to highlight multiple things, I'm just holding the shift and I'm clicking on it. As I'm holding the shift key and I'm okay. Let me do this. Click on this. You know they are grouped. Click on it. Hold the shift key. Currently holding. Then click on the second one. You can see I highlighted both. Click on the third one. Still the three things. Then you can now perform any action you want. So where do we stop? Let me just duplicate this. To duplicate, I told you then Control D, but at times I might not be using it. I'll just hold my alternative key. If you notice, my cursor turns to 2, black and white. My cursor turns to 2, black and white. So because I'm holding the Alt key, not Shift, Alt key, then I can click and drag down. When I'm clicking and dragging down, it's duplicated already. So that's the easiest way that I do. So we are here 1M. Let's start with 850 to 1M. 850K to 1M. And we now have 1M to 2M according to Catry. So I'm not using above. 1M to 1.25. We've talked about that. Why not using lowercase? Why using uppercase? So then after 2 million, I don't want to use above 4 million. Above 4 million is not visible. Ordinary roofing of house in Lagos State is even, some are more than 4 million. I don't know about Anambra. Anambra might be cheaper because of your government. Adefemi, why are you raising up your hands? Did you have anything to say?
That was a mistake.
$5M to $10M. Okay. So when we get, I want us to get like 100M before we now say above 100. Yeah. $10M to $50M. Some people are just silent. They are watching us in 3D camera. Show Odumusi. 50M to 100M. Bands. If you not buy, come out.
Are we buying or renting?
Anyone. Remember, it's not just for buying alone. It's to buy and to rent. Then 70M. Well, it's filter 70M to 100M. Why you guys are confusing me? This is 10M to 50M. 50M. Okay, let me say this one to 69. So 60 to 70, 61 to 70. 71 to 100. And this one will now be above 100. Yeah. This is where we stop now. Then after that, you click on continue. Then it's my load, and then gives you your result. So this is what we've done so far. And then what's the next thing? We have the home page. We have the favorites, and then we have the profile. So the next screen we are going to be dealing with now is the home screen. Home screen. So this is where we will now have this guy will be the home screen, because home screen consists of a lot of things that we need to put in place, and everything must be in a screen. Home screen. Yeah. So under this, we can now have profile screen also has a lot of screen inside it. Favorite screen also has a lot of screen inside it. I guess you understand what I'm talking about. That's why I'm separating it. So favorite screen now have screen. So, and then we have profile screen. Yeah. So this is the way, the line that we are going to go through to design all our LOFI for home screen. So this is home screen. This is favorite screen, and then this will be the profile screen. Okay, first thing first, I want us to have the bottom navigation. All these guys are not needed again. So remember, we are still on this screen. Just make sure you maintain your screen size, your frame size. You can adjust it. You can adjust the length, but for now, yes, it's the same as dashboard. The home screen is just the same as where we land here. After the search criteria, who asked that question? Yeah, after we have the search criteria, we land on the home screen. So that is the dashboard. And then remember, on that home screen, what are the things we said we're going to need? We will need a search bar, authenticated, that is if we are authenticated or not. Then we have featured properties. We have, in fact, let me just 1, 2, or 2, 3, 4, 5. Copy them and then paste it here. So it's coming as a component coming from Figure. So here are the things that I'm going to be doing on my home screen. So the search bar, it needs to be visible enough so that users can easily see it. So I don't need the hamburger icon for menu. In that sense, I can have, should we have logo on it? Yeah, we can have logo on it. So let me just put this here, and then it's an image. Remember, it's an image. So yeah, I can just quickly have my logo here. Yeah, let's assume you're gonna need a logo here. Then it's gonna be 47, 47, 47. Yeah, so that is, and then since it is minus, duplicate this, Control D, and then the minus. So this would be the logo, and then let me put a text here so that I won't forget. Logo, smaller, yeah, logo. Then I'll put a search field here, a search field here, a search field. So it's gonna have a text inside it called search. So it's hidden, so I can pick it up and then I'll call it search. So it's enter regular smaller, sorry, regular smaller. Yeah. Then probably maybe I just want to paperize something. I can come down to my plugin. I use more of Iconify because as a developer, I love it. So I can open up that and then say search. We'll still be talking about the third-party plugins soon. So I can just change the color like this, and then reduce it to like, clean it up, and then reduce it to like 15. Yeah. So I have my search here. And then after that, I will have either you want to log in, or either you're authenticated or you are not. So that is for this authentication. What we just need to do is pick a text here. Probably this text should be black, I guess. Oh, sorry, I don't have. Let me just pick this document color black. Yeah. Then we have login slash, or we can just, what am I typing? Zero, zero, zero. So we can just have an icon there. The icon should open up either your user icon. Yeah. So a user icon should just replace that. Yeah. Is anybody saying something on the chat? Is the home screen? Yes, I with the user name. That's for the authenticated user. Icon dot dispute also. Okay. Yeah, so we have this as something that we can just literally use. So featured properties. Then we have for the premium users, featured properties. How can we structure that? Anybody with any idea? Anybody? Nobody. Nobody. I'm waiting for you.
Sorry, please repeat the question.
Said,
Sorry, please repeat the question. I didn't hear you.
okay. I said the next thing is the featured property. So the next thing we are going to have here is the featured property. You understand what I mean? So
Okay, yeah.
search bar and filter. Okay, we've done the search bar. We've done the search bar. So let's add the filter. Let's add the filter. We can have the filter next here. You understand? We can have the filter next, and then we can then have the featured property. Do you understand what I'm saying? Anybody? Okay, I assume yes. So what are the filters that you think we can have? Remember, the first thing user wants is either they want to buy or they want to rent, and also location. Sorry, hold on 1 minute. Okay. So anybody saying anything from anywhere? Location, price range, and the like. So first thing first, we want to just let's put a text here that can tell people get best pro. So we have this here, and then we can then have input fields here that says enter your location. Somebody saying something? Yes, location first. So this will put the number. So location. Yeah. Location. Very small, at least. So this one should be a bit bigger because it's an heading. Location, and then this one shouldn't be black. It should be a form of gray. And then I can say Lekki. So it's just as if the user has input something here. That is what I mean by Lekki Lagos. So you enter something here, and probably for users to know that we need to gather your location and have that stays there. And then so and just that this in there. So the next thing is we can also have another thing here that shows either you want to buy or you want to rent. So yeah. All right. Then we have here either if this is FFF, that's white. Let me just arrange this. So either you are buying or you are selling. You just need a toggle button, buy property. So this can just be a toggle button here. And then this is and so when you now click on anyone, when you click on buy, when you click on buy, what are the things you are going to see? You are still going to see something that looks like this. Let me group all these guys. I don't still want to use auto layout. I don't know why I'm punishing myself. I don't know, but let's just stick to the punishment for now. Yes. Yeah, let me group this. So I'll call it location. So this. Sorry, hold on, just give me 1 minute. Oh, I already have some things here. sorry, I just need to, okay, country, we put the list of all the countries they have covers. And remember, we are starting with Nigeria. So let's just leave that. And then this location is based on whatever you input, Lekki, Lagos, and there is something they call it Ajax search or server side search. Yes. So if we are using that, immediately you put in anything, it will be giving you options. Options like when you put Lekki, it's going to show you, is it Lekki Lagos you're referring to? Is it Lekki, or do we have any other Lekki in Nigeria? I don't know. Well, let me use a popular one in Lagos, Ogun State, and somewhere in Southwest, a very popular place. They call it Ajegunle. That word, that place. We have some in Ogun State, we have some in Lagos State. So immediately you put something like Ajegunle now, you will have various ones. Is it the one in Lagos State, Yaba, Lagos State, around Toll Gate? You understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so we have that. And then if we have spelling error, then it will tell you we can't find. So you need to check what you've input. You are the user, you are the one that needs something at least. So if you have spelling error, immediately you put any one letter, you'll be seeing option. I don't know why you now give error again. So let's leave that. So we have buy property, rent property. So hopefully this is the toggled button. So you can just toggle between buy and rent. So when you click, it's so clear that buy property is the one active. The active one is the buy property. So when you want to buy property, we can then, what are we going to display? To buy property, either land or we are going to show land. Yeah. Property type. So probably it's going to be a drop down. Property type. So it's going to be a drop down. Yeah. Property type, and then you select either the landed property, or let's just have iconify, and then I will say chevron. Okay, chevron down. Yeah. So I can have something like this to indicate that it's a drop down. So I can then use my gray color here. So the property, this will, for the sake of our prototype, see how rough this thing looks like. It's irritating me at times. So for the sake of our prototype, we are going to be having two things, either landed property or housing. So I can just duplicate this guy outside and then frame it up. Yeah. Frame selection. Property type. And let me just ungroup this so that I'll see everything that I have. I don't need this. Yeah. So I will need two texts inside it. So one will be landed property, and then the second one will be The second one will be housing. I don't even need property there. We are talking about property here. Yeah. So, sake of our prototype, I just need to put it there. By the time we want to prototype it, we should be able to know what we are talking about. Okay, so property type, then what else? What else? Or should we use toggle? Toggle button, property type. Okay, let's use the toggle. My mind is telling me I should use toggle. Yeah, let's use that toggle. Toggle will be very interesting at the end of the day. So let's use the toggle. I have these duplicates. That is how designers do at times. The drop down to is good. So property type, have this guy at center. So I delete this. I delete this. Group this. Then and then out. Shouldn't even be toggle. It should be radio button. So I can put there. So here now.
Mr. David, are you there? We can't hear you anymore. I guess he has network issues, so let's just calmly wait.
Hello, can you guys hear me now?
I can hear you now, so.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
sorry for that. Sorry for that. So we have landed, we have housing, so you just need to select one. So either the landed or housing. Let me just give this stroke. Yeah. Or it looks the same. No, not giving it stroke. Now we believe that this is the inactive, this should be the active one. So let's assume you can see why we need more screens for home screen is that we need to create another screen for rent property. You understand? The same way we created this, we are going to duplicate this. This is for buy property, because buy property we have some set of filter uh, filter fields, and then rent property also we have some set of filter fields. So to buy a property, you need to select either it's a landed property or housing property. Then after that, we need the area you want it. Okay, we've already selected location. We need the price range. Yeah, we need the price range. And then if it is rent property, we need to select the type again, or category, or anything we want to call it. Either 2-bedroom flat, a bungalow, this and that. Even if it is housing you select, there will be another set of filter that we need to add. So filter, it's not just based on one thing. So we have screens for all those things. And the 2 hours we are using for this class will not be enough. That is the truth of the matter. So that's why I used to tell you guys that you should try to do your own. Just duplicate this. You can duplicate it again. For those of you that doesn't know how to duplicate it, you can duplicate. You can see duplicate here. When we are done for today's class, you can just duplicate. When you duplicate it, it's going to show you the project phase you want to put it. If it's also draft, good. You can just duplicate it and then you continue yourself. So you just continue yourself. If I'm also chanced the course of the day, I can complete the home and then I will explain it tomorrow before we now move to the next screen, so that I will not be doing it from onset again. I see that we have limited time and then we have a lot to do in that limited time. So do your own. I will also do my own, and then maybe Daniela will help me. Yes, she'll be the one to help me to do it. I will also do my own. Let me say, we will also do our own, and then you will do your own. Tomorrow we will come on board, or maybe later in the night you can also check it if it has been done. Then check it up with your own, and then fine tune some things. I guess you understand what I'm saying. It is not because of anything; it's because of the time. Now we have just 10 minutes, and the next 10 minutes now I will see time up because I'm on timer. All right, so we have landed property and housing property. So if you select landed property, the only thing that's going to come to you is the price, and then the search button. Let's just stick to that for now. The button, where is our button? I'm supposed to have it as a component, but for the sake of this class, I don't want to use anything like that for now. Anything that like that for now. But yeah, let me see price, and we are going to stick to price. We are going to stick to our style by having an icon at the right hand side. So plug in I can just say money. Money. Do I have anything like that? Or let's say wallet. Yeah. So, and then what's the size we are using? 15 by 15. I can just lock this guy and I say 15. So I bring it in. Let me rename this as price. And in this one, remove this one. Ah, Jesus. I thought I'm using auto layout. Sorry. Okay, so that's for that. And then I can then have the word says show result. Oh, show result. Show result. So yeah, that is almost all for this. But that we won't stop there. We won't stop there. Remember, we only deal with the filter. We have the search. We only deal with the filter. We have featured property. So we will still have, even if you are not searching, if you are not searching, you should have featured featured property here. So let's have that. Let me just quickly arrange these guys here. This is I'm gonna scatter plenty things. So this is Control G and then so this is housing. Control G housing. Okay, this one is still good. This is group this first and then by pro and then this and then by pro will be grouped together. Then group pro. Then yeah, property type this and this should be grouped together. And call it pro. Okay. Yeah, I think it's okay like this. It's okay like this. So show result. Even if you are bigger than this, I don't care. You are not in for designing like that. So I just need to tidy up things. Featured property can also be displayed because it is not every time I will need to it is not every time I will need to be searching. So featured property. And then how can we design that? How can we design that? Should I quickly design it myself or I should carry everybody along? Somebody just suggests because we have just 5 minutes before you guys have questions. Nobody's talking. Let me quickly just do it myself.
Hello.
Yeah.
So from my own thinking, I think feature property we actually include images of available properties, if I'm correct. So in this case, and the screen is not that much. So we can just leave the button here and actually take the visitors to another page where they will see, or some images can just appear there. Then when they click on the button, you can link them to another page where they will have all the feature properties.
You can just display some property in form of gallery. Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. Let me quickly do this, and then it's going to be almost the same thing like this latest property. Yeah. So I can just have a picture here, a picture style here, and then the title of the property. Let's have 3-bedroom duplex, and reduce this to like 16, and then what else? Location, and then coming. Location can come in. Let me see regular. Where is it located? Let me find one fine location that where did you want your property? Yeah, let me pick this place. Or Idoma. Idoma, Benue State. Then price. Let's say, how am I using this? Line left. Let me put everything on my line. Price. Houses in Benue State is not that expensive. So let's just call it 2 million naira. Then what type of category it is? It's going to be either for sale or for rent. So let's assume this one is for sale. For sale. So yeah. So we have this. What else can we have there? What else can we have there? What else can we have there? Since it's a landed property, so we need to housing, 3-bedroom flat, and then we need to just show it also that it is under housing. So since it's under housing, when you click on it, or let's say, yeah, it's okay, because users will want to click on it, and when they click on it, it's gone like that. We don't really need to disturb ourselves that much. So it's under housing. Okay, so we have, let me just quickly group all these guys because we are done for today. And then I will give you what to do again, what to do again and again and again. Oh, I have these guys inside button. No wonder. Group, 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 and then this will be an image. So let's draw our slight line over and then duplicate it. Remove that. So That is all. Any question? No question. Thank you very much for today. Any other question? So we are going
There's
to just
question.
have, there's question.
Yeah, not really a question. Just please, I don't know if this recording can be made available today.
You said?
The recording of the class can be made available today.
Okay. It will.
All right, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. Any
Okay.
other question? So please now listen on the home tab. This is what I want you to do, guys. On the home tab, we spent 2 hours to finalize and to adjust some things on our walkthrough. The same 2 hours, we use it to start our walkthrough on the LOFI, search criteria, and then the home page with setbacks like explanations. So now you are not explaining to anybody. I want you guys to finish up, at least give me just 2 feature properties and then 2 latest properties, then add the subscribe to newsletter. Do that to it. And then this is buy property. Buy property here. You will also need to show me the content that will be on the rent property. Also the content that will be if I select housing. Yes, that I will that will show when I click on housing. So I guess you understand what I'm talking about.
No, sir.
Who said no?
Me, princess.
Oh, okay. Now this is it. Let me just quickly do example of what I'm talking about. Duplicate this, and then this is show result here. I can move all these guys down. I move it down, and then I will yeah, I will leave this property type. In fact, this property type is supposed to be at the top set, but no problem, it's still okay. Then we have rent or buy. I've done the buy, but I'm not done with the buy. The buy I did is only for landed property. So housing is what you are going to do next. Housing is what you are going to do next. So what you are going to just do is, you see this guy has this color here, copy it, and then and use your eyedropper to pick this to show that this is your housing, and then paste the color code that you've done here. Now it shows that the housing is the selected option. Then what are the things you will need? So we will need various housing categories. 2-bedroom flats. After the price, after the price, you will need to put price here. Let's assume this is 200,000 naira, since it's just an example. Then you now add more criteria here. Since it is housing, what kind of housing did you want? 2-bedroom flat, 3-bedroom flat, 4-bedroom flat, 10-bedroom flat, 100-bedroom flat, whatever, etc. Then you understand, because if it is landed property, you don't need 2-bedroom flat, 3-bedroom flat. But if it is housing, you will need it. So when you select housing, you will need to add more things. So you can see it is another screen, not this screen again. We are done with this screen, though we are not done with some part here. Same thing if you select rent property. You can also rent landed property. I guess you know, you can rent landed property. You can also rent housing. So if you are now renting housing also, it's going to have almost the same thing as buy property also. So that is what I am talking about. I guess you understand me now.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Any other question? Okay, go ahead.
Sir, please, when in the landed property, under the featured properties for the landed, is it not supposed to show just lands, or should it also show housing?
Which one is
Like
that?
for the first one we did, we are talking about landed. So the featured properties is not just supposed to show landed this thing, lands and this thing, locations.
It can show either housing. It can show housing or landed property, anyone.
Okay, sir.
So the featured property can either be a housing or landed, or land rather. So that's it. Okay. Go ahead.
Mine is just to say well done, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I should share the link again. Okay, I will copy link. Let me first, okay, anyone with the link can view, copy the link, and then paste it here. Remember, you can just, I'm done. I'm not editing anything again. I'm not editing anything again until when I'm back. Yeah, so except if Eniola will continue. You can now duplicate it and then continue your whole. Thank you very much, and see you tomorrow.